What is going on, guys? It is Brandon coming at you from King's Dominion, and today we have a construction update for Twisted Timbers. We're here at the park and we can't wait to show you guys everything that we can see from the ground and beyond. Now, this coaster actually used to operate as Hurler, and it was closed for the 2016 season. There's a lot of speculation that RMC might do a takeover, and that is true. RMC is refurbishing the Hurler, and it is going to be called Twisted Timbers, which is actually very similar to the name Mystic Timbers. That coaster operates at Kings Island, and they added it this past season. So it is a wooden coaster, but it's not an RMC, so I find it interesting. They are keeping the Timbers, part of the name, and they are just calling it Twisted Timbers. But anyways, we're gonna check out everything that we can see from the station to the track. We were just on the Windseeker, and we actually were able to see some nice views of it, and we will later go on over to the Eiffel Tower to get a few views from up there as well. Unfortunately, you can't record video on the Windseeker, so we were only able to look at it, but we will definitely get some views from the Eiffel Tower. Now, as we approach Ricochet right here, you guys can see that there is a fence that is blocking guests from being able to walk closer to the site or construction site for Twisted Timbers. We do have a crane right here, and turning around you can see the lift hill. Very nice lift hill. It's obviously going to be a little bit taller than Hurler, actually a lot taller, and you guys can see that the lift hill has been topped off with the American flag up there, but we do not see the rest of the structure as they are still working on that. They're actually actively working on this site right now. I don't believe that they are topping off any track at the moment, but they are doing a little work. When looking at the station, we have a Planet Snoopy advertisement on one side, and the other side a Dinosaurs Alive advertisement. Now, the concept art for Twisted Timbers does feature a very different looking station. Over here by the main entrance, or original main entrance for Hurler, we have a sign that says, "Warning, restricted area, do not enter." At one point we had a sign that said this attraction is temporarily closed, and that was actually from last season when Hurler was just sitting here abandoned, and there was no statements to why it was sitting here. At first they did announce that the attraction was going to be retracked. If you look at the brake run, we can see that some of the RMC track has been placed on top, but the rest of the attraction, from looking at all the other areas, it looks like just the lift hill and the brake run are finished. Although the lift hill has been finished, they still need to add the chain and all the other features, so it's just the track currently sitting on the lift hill. What I find interesting about Twisted Timbers is that it's going to be one of the first RMC coasters to be at a Cedar Fair park. We know that Cedar Point is adding an RMC, as well as California's Great America. Cedar Point is RMCing their Mean Street attraction, while California's Great America is actually getting a single rail RMC coaster, a brand new type of coaster. But again, looking at this structure here, it is going to be a very unique attraction for King's Dominion, and it has been about 8 years. It's going to be about 8 years in 2018 since King's Dominion has gotten a new coaster. The last attraction for King's Dominion was Intimidator 305, and that was added in 2010. So I do feel like this is going to be a great fit for the park. Again, very unique attraction. They don't have many RMC coasters on the East Coast, from what I believe, so I am very excited to see this new addition for King's Dominion. I definitely feel that, it's needed after 8 years of, a hiatus for coasters. Now, what we're wondering is if this is going to be a very intense coaster and how it's going to compare to the other RMC coasters. We've seen a lot of parks in the past choose RMC to kind of revamp their wooden coasters, and I'm not entirely sure if this is going to compare to some of the other RMC coasters. We know that there are going to be some airtime moments on this coaster. However, I don't know if there are going to be many inversions or other unique features. Another look at the lift hill and the turnaround, which has not yet been completed.
a view of the very top of the lift hill.
And that is about how far they have gotten with the progress for putting on the RMC track. As you guys can see, there still is, you know, a decent amount of work to be done, but it's interesting that the lift hill has already been topped off. They are working, you know, pretty hard to get this coaster open for the 2018 season, and we may see it open, you know, with the opening day for the park, since they look like they have already gotten a lot done, and you know, it's still the 2017 season.
And if you look closely at the track, the darker, you know, more weathered pieces are the older pieces for Hurler, and then the newer pieces placed on top are the additional pieces. So obviously Twisted Timbers will be a lot taller than the Hurler. They are using the original structure, but they're kind of building on top of it. And doing a zoom in over here on the drop, those steel pieces right there, those are to hold the actual train tracks, or the coaster tracks, that are going to be placed on top.
In front of the Eiffel Tower, we do have a sign here for Twisted Timbers coming in 2018. We have some statistics right here for what Twisted Timbers will be like. We have an 109-foot tall barrel roll drop. We have 20 airtime moments, speeds up to 54 miles per hour, 3,351 feet of track, 3 inversions, and 3 overbanks. So it's going to be a pretty, you know, cool RMC. I don't know if it will be the most intense, but looks like it's gonna be pretty cool. Inside the King's Dominion Outfitters store, they do have some merchandise already for Twisted Timbers. It's actually very interesting that they already have some limited edition merchandise rolled out. I will be doing a voiceover for this clip, so during my visit to King's Dominion, they actually had 4 exclusive t-shirts, each priced at $19.99. First, we have a dark gray t-shirt with the Twisted Timbers logo on it, in addition to text below that reads, "Get Twisted in 2018. Moving on, we have a light gray t-shirt with the Twisted Timbers logo on it in red, in addition to a blue Twisted Timbers t-shirt that follows the same exact design as the dark gray t-shirt. And lastly, we have a yellow-ish t-shirt that actually, again, follows the same design that we are seeing on many of the other t-shirts. The Twisted Timbers hats feature the Twisted Timbers logo stitched on the front, and I thought that looked very unique. Something that caught my attention fairly quickly on was that they were actually selling pieces of the Hurler. That's right, wooden pieces with the Hurler logo stamped on the front, and the pieces were $19.99 each. Certainly going to be a collector's item, especially for theme park goers. Hurler actually opened for the 1994 season and has operated through 2015. For the 2016 season, Hurler never opened, and it was later officially confirmed in 2017 that the coaster would be getting an RMC treatment and would actually reopen under the name Twisted Timbers. Overall, I think the t-shirts were priced very reasonably, and you know, a lot of very unique collector's items. And here is the 2017 park map and guide for King's Dominion, and if I flip it right here, as you guys can see, Hurler is no longer there, or Twisted Timbers, and so for the 2018 season we should see it placed on the map, but for right now, just some grass.